And the Doctrines and Covenants 132, the backstory
Polygamy.
to that, we have the letters from William Clayton that Joseph Smith, his brother, and William Clayton are in a room. Joseph tried to kind of sneak or present the idea of having a polygamous marriage things with other women. And Emma wasn't having it. And she flips out and goes,
not.
yeah, if you're having multiple wives, I'm having multiple husbands. Well, he goes with William, and they wrote Doctrines and Covenants 132, which is like one of the major parts of the faith of Mormonism today.
Yeah.
And if you read it, it's God speaking to Emma through Joseph, setting her straight to obey the prophet. And then eventually he like directly says, thus saith the Lord God, you cannot have many husbands, but he can have several wives. I mean, it's so obvious.
It's so obvious. It's so obvious. And we learn about all these scriptures. So Doctrine and Covenants is something that is direct revelation from God, right? To Joseph Smith. It's not an ancient text. It's not part of the golden plates that he quote translated. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's so clear that the Doctrine and Covenants is just Joseph Smith pushing an agenda. And he receives revelation that his friend needs to take out a mortgage on his farm so that he can give Joseph Smith the money to print whatever. And then this guy sadly goes bankrupt. It's so clear when you look at it from that perspective. And he loved using the angel with a flaming sword thing. I mean, this angel, who is this angel? Has come to him multiple times. An angel with a flaming sword appeared to me and said that if you don't accept polygamy, then he will smite you, Emma, and he will also smite me. And he used this with multiple women. He would go to them and coerce them because most of them didn't want to marry Joseph Smith. They were like, nah, I'm set. And he was like, well, if you don't, an angel with a flaming sword will smite me. And then they're like, well, okay, I mean, I guess I have to then. It's so bonkers. So when you really look into the facts and the history and the journal entries of these women that were forced into doing it, when you find out that there was a man who routinely practiced abortions down the road from Joseph Smith's house, because that's the other thing they'll say as well, he didn't have sex with his polygamous wives because there are no children. Don't you think there's other ways around that? And some of them were already married, so they probably did have Joseph Smith's children. I just think the evidence is too strong, especially considering he was a treasure digger before that and a con artist before that. It all lines up. It's just a scam.